TCI is brought to you by Forestry, sire of 43 stakes winners including multiple Grade 1 winner Shackelford, winner of the 2012 Met Mile.
Welcome back to TCI's On the Clock, where we discuss key issues and races leading up to the Breeders' Cup. Alongside Joel Cunningham and Ed DeRosa, I'm John Siegel. Guys, there's a ton of things to talk about leading up to the Breeders' Cup, so we figured we'd do a little different format, put you guys both on the clock as we talk about these races. Let's jump in the Classic Division first. We have the Suburban and the Hollywood Gold Cup. I assume both of you guys like Game On Dude in the Hollywood Gold Cup. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
Yeah, Richard's Kid, I think Baffert's other horse is, depending on how he comes back, could be a contender. But Game On Dude's the horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's talk about the Suburban then. This is a very deep field. How do you guys see this race sizing up? Ed, let's go with you first.
Yeah, Game On Dude, best horse of the weekend, but Suburban probably the better field. So I'm really anxious to see how it shakes out. And I'm going with Mucho Macho Man. I like that he got the break. I think the Ali Sheba showed he was maybe going in the wrong direction after a winter spring campaign. Freshened for this. I like the direction now. He's my pick on top.
I do agree that Mucho Macho Man, Into Honor and Serve, are, I believe, the best horses in the race with the most upside. And I do believe that Mucho Macho Man probably bounced on Derby Day, but both of those horses are big grinders. And I just think with all the inside speed in this race, I really think it sets up for more of a quick twitch type closer, a horse that likes Belmont. And that's why I think Himbook has the open hand.
Wow, Ed, what do you think of Himbook?
Well, you talk about grinders. I don't see that as a negative at Belmont. I mean, look at Curlin, how well he performed there. And he seems to, not that any of these horses are in his class, but I see Mucho Macho Man as getting a trip similar to what Curlin may have gotten if he were in this race. So for me, I don't think the style inhibits his chances, but if Himbook runs back to that Don, I can't fault you for going with him.
Yeah, I mean, Himbook's recent form
this year
hasn't been that good. No. The Pimlico Special and the Oaklawn Handicap, but speed played, I think, to somewhat, in those races, definitely the Oaklawn Handicap. I think the horse likes the track. And again, this is a deep group, a lot of speed, John. I really think it's going to set up, especially down that long stretch, for somebody to make that last run. That's why I like Himbook.
All right, so if either of those horses win impressively, or, let's say Honor and Serve wins impressively, would either of you guys put him on top above Game On Dude in the Classic Division?
I wouldn't. I think Game On Dude, from an older male standpoint, is the top classic hope, and it scares me a little bit because I don't know that a horse who lost to Drosselmeyer should be my top pick in the classic. It's actually a big reason I like the 3-year-olds this year, but certainly among the older set, no matter what happens, I'm on Game On Dude.
I agree with him about the 3-year-olds point of it. I think they could break through and win a classic this year, but I do believe the best older horse is Game On Dude. I mean, the classics at Santa Anita, the horse loves the track. He was a runner-up last year, and he's better this year when you look at the speed figures. Another interesting horse I think worth mentioning is Stay Thirsty. Can you break through Stay Thirsty? Are you worthy of being a classic contender?
All right, let's stay with the 3-year-olds. You mentioned 3-year-olds a second ago. We have a 3-year-old taking on older horses in the sprint division. Of course, I'm talking about Triniberg. How do you see the Smile setting up?
I see it setting up with him certainly being a big pace presence, but I really like Field Commission. I think that last race off the layoff, first time dirt after 28 career starts on synthetic and turf, really woke him up. You always worry about regression when they run that big off the layoff, but I'm hoping he either stays the same, and if he moves forward, he's certainly a winner. So Field Commission for me.
Well, I wonder about the class of Field Commission, but again, this isn't the best Smile sprint ever. I think Triniberg actually could be a big factor. Now, he's backing up from 7 to 6 furlongs. He's had a long campaign. He will get a little press speed up from the 5-horse, I believe. I do like Indiano. I like Marty Wolfson with a horse that's got some class, likes the track, but it's a wide open race.
All right, so neither of you guys are going with Triniberg. Here's a question for you. If he does win against older horses, is he the best sprinter in the country?
I don't know if I'd go best, but I'd certainly go in that top tier A list of sprinters. And one thing this year that we've talked about before is I think sort of the best sprinters are more the miler types, your Shackelfords, Caleb's Posse, Jackson Ben.
Yeah.
So for me at the 6 furlong distance, a win by Triniberg as a 3-year-old over older certainly puts him as a Breeders' Cup sprint contender at that 6 furlong distance.
I agree. I mean, I've got him at number 3 on my top 5 right now, and Roman Threat at number 2, and then your defending champion Mazambi are not in the race in the Smile Sprint, so he can't win that race and all of a sudden jump those 2 horses, but he does validate himself, in my opinion, as a sprint contender.
All right, let's stay at the Summit of Speed. We see last year's champion, Musical Romance, back in action. Any competition for her in the Princess Rooney?
It's not one of the strongest Princess Rooneys, but it is a big field in terms of numbers, and anything can happen at Calder. I mean, believe me, if Dubai Escapade can ship down and get beaten to Princess Rooney, I think anything can happen. We've seen it through the years. So, yeah, she has a lot of experience at Calder. She's your defending champ. I think she's in good form. I think she's definitely the horse to beat, but anything can happen at Calder.
All right, Ed, what do you think?
Yeah, she's the horse to beat, not only as defending champion of that race, but certainly all she's done between then and now. But I like Nicole H. a lot, and I'd go so far as to say probably my best bet of the weekend, 3-1 on the morning line, and I think we'll get that because Musical Romance will take money. So for me, Nicole H. Is offering value. She's as fast, and she's my pick.
JC?
Yeah, well, I just think Nicole, again, has never run at Calder.
Yeah,
I like Nicole H. I mean, I've been a fan of her for the last 2 years. She has disappointed when I've expected her to break through because when she's been brilliant, she's really been brilliant. I mean, her numbers are very fast. But, again, I just think she's been disappointing in big races and never running a Calder, and you telling me she's going to go down there and beat the defending champion, I just can't see it.
I have a quick question. What's the deal with female sprinters and first names and initials? Maud S., Ariana D., Nicole H. Seems to be a trend in the division. I'm going to ride it in the Princess Rooney.
All right, well, good luck with that. Let's talk about the United Nations real quick. Turbo Compressor is going to try to give Todd Pletcher 4 wins. But my question is he a legitimate Breeders' Cup Turf contender?
He is for me if he wins. I mean, we need to see him do it at Grade 1 level going long. The turf is 1.5 miles and it starts downhill, so for a front runner I see that as a bonus. So if he wins this, going 1 3/8 miles, beating some decent horses in a Grade 1, I put him in the mix.
I definitely think Americans actually have an advantage on those California turf courses. You know, John, they're not as deep. They're more like putting greens, or they're a little shorter type of grass, and I do think they favor more of a North American style and speed. However, there's a horse out there called Acclamation that has plenty of speed and class. And then you look at Little Mike, you know, and what he was able to do to Turbo Compressor when he tried to step up and take a class test. So plenty of speed, I think, in North America, and that is a bad thing for Turbo Compressor.
All right, guys, it's time to tackle the topics. We're going to take on a key topic here in the industry. Saratoga announced this week that they are going to limit field sizes in 2-year-old maiden races. Are you for or against it?
My initial reaction was against. I thought, oh, why only 8? People love these races, great betting opportunities. But had a chance to read up and get some input from trainers, people I really respect, and they're pretty much universally for it. So in that regard, I have, you know, if they think it's going to be better for 2-year-olds, better for competition, then I'm willing to acquiesce to the people doing it every day. And on the classic trail, I want to see these horses develop. And if this gives them the best chance to turn into Breeders' Cup horses and then Derby horses, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I also believe that, you know, I think the average field size for a 2-year-old race is more around 10. Now it's going to be 8 max, probably 7 point something with scratches. So what are they going to do with those, you know, sheer numbers? I think they're going to have to run more races. You're going to see more races split. So more 2-year-old races are good at Saratoga. And I do believe that 2-year-old races are won and lost in the first quarter mile, basically at the gate. So I do think the smaller the field, the better opportunity for the real, you know, top quality horses and stars of tomorrow to maybe break through at Saratoga, as opposed to if you're running a 12-horse field, you don't break well out of the gate, it's basically over.
All right, one more toss-up question for you guys. Who do you think gets a better return on their investment? The Lakers with Steve Nash or Coolmore with Turbulent Descent? Ed, you go first.
I'm going to say Coolmore with Turbulent Descent, although the ROI with Coolmore is kind of interesting because they don't really sell the babies. They're going to race them. So we won't know what they're going to get out of this for, you know, 4, 5, 6 years. So short term, I guess you have to go with the Lakers, but I love the buy for Coolmore and the switch to Pletcher. No disrespect to her former connections, but she's in the right hands now as well, and I'm excited to see what happens.
I'm not a basketball fan, but I'll say Steve Nash just because, you know, he's got Kobe to dish it to now.
Yeah.
Paul Gasol and buying him in the blocks, you know, I really think that he might be the missing piece.
Those are like 9-year-old geldings he's running with now, though. So I like Turbulent Descent. Still a star in my eyes. I think we saw that from the comeback. And, you know, ROI's tough in racing because you have to wait so long. Lakers fans hopefully won't have to wait too long. I'm a Cavs fan, so I'm suffering anyway.
I want to see her stay healthy, Ed. I mean, she just does not put a consistent span of races together, so I worry about that.
Well, I think the Lakers want to see Steve Nash stay healthy, too.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Pleasure.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you come back next week. We'll recap all these key Breeders' Cup preps.